to speak of.
That's about right.
Did you,
Ducks, oh my gosh, there's a lot of ducks. I've seen ducks on Lost Lakes going to school. There's so many on the lake, you hardly room for them, there's light.
Probably
It's
not the
black.
time that this guy was there, though, huh?
Yeah, it could be.
Did
But,
you-
yeah, that was before he came. And there was a lot of them in the air flying around.
did you have the idea of the resort at the Narrows before this guy wrote the article, or
No.
after he wrote the
After he
article?
wrote the article, yeah.
That's what they were talking about. It'd be a
See,
good-
I had a nice
wonderful
resort
location.
there then, and started the tavern where Mom wouldn't let me go into it. That's about it.
But where it says this, the bridge, that's over here at the Narrows, huh?
What was it about the bridge?
Well, it said there are no accommodations, no resorts, but there's a wonderful location for a fisherman's resort at the bridge between the
Oh.
two parts. That's here where you
Mhm,
built at the
mhm.
Narrows, right?
Mhm.
Ivan Johnson,
She was really mad about that when I built there.
Mom, Jen was.
Oh, yeah.
That her husband should have done it.
Well, they had theirs on Des Moines Lake, you see, and then they rebuilt
Oh,
that.
competition.
Yeah.
Ivan Johnson, postmaster, Webb Lake Post Office, Webb Lake, Wisconsin, can or will take care of 2 people. His little trading stores, Indian trading stores, about 2 miles from the lake, and he sometimes acts as a guide when he has time. He will also call for you in his flivver.
That's what they call it, flipper.
What's that?
Ford.
It was the Model T, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At either Spooner or Danbury. Most of the lakes have no boats but can be fished from shore. 'Tis indeed a delightful country for the sportsman who wants to camp out in the wilderness and not be bothered by tourists. They don't get in there. The roads are too bad, but the fishing, well, go on up there and try it yourself. You'll see. A letter addressed to Ivan Johnson, Webb Lake Post Office, Webb Lake, Wisconsin, will put you in touch with the only man in that neck of the woods who can put you up for a few days. Some day before long, some enterprising, wide-awake resort builder is going to drop in there and start something, and when he does, he can put me down as a guest, number 1. Gus Munch. Did he come to your resort?
No. He passed away before
Okay.
I started.
Now,
He's the one that got Ivan and I started the resort there in Webb Lake.
how many
Des Moines.
cabins did you build down there on Des Moines to get started?
Well, there's about 4. And then we built 2 of them, 2 log ones there. You see, one is tore down now. Right there by Maine's store.
So then
Then we
after...
rented Raleigh Marsh's place there. He had a great big room there. And we bought a lot of cots. He'd passed away, and we rented that building there from Ora and Ed.
So then after you did all that with your brother, then did you go over to Webb?
Well, when I sold out there to Ivan, and I went to Minneapolis there.
And then you came up after that.
Yeah.
Well, then did you buy the property then,
Hmm.
after Minneapolis?
Yeah.
How come Ivan didn't think about expanding over? He
Well,
was
he's-
working where he was, huh?
He was busy in the tavern there, and the store, and
Okay.
resort there.
The above fishing information reached anglers in numerous states, and letters came up by the dozens daily, all wanting to be the 2 fishermen that the Johnsons could put up for a few days. They then built a cabin or 2, rented Rolla Marsh's vacated house on Ferry Lake, pitched a tent, added on to the store, and booked 20 to 30 fishermen at a time, rooming and boarding them for $3 per day. Guide came back to help build and guide fishermen. Charles McDowell and Adolph Nyman were guides, and the fish they caught were sometimes iced and shipped home with them. Only men braved the trip in those days. The men came to Spooner by train. The Johnsons would meet them, bring them over the trails to the land of beauty and good fishing. Ed Nutt and wife Ora did have a lodge in Namakagon and were caring for fishermen there. Also, Joe Merkel on Des Moines Lake had a few cabins, and friends kept them busy at the time. The Ivan Johnsons took advantage of all of this new business and built more cottages, a tavern, a dance hall, bringing in named traveling bands from all over the country, providing entertainment for people living miles away.
See, I was in Minneapolis. Austin and I were building some cabins down there, homes.
All right.
And then Ivan wanted to start a tavern there. He wanted me to take care of it. Told me to go down there, and if I'd build it, he'd lend me the land there, rent the land to me, or rent it. So I thought I would, and then I got it just about built, and Mom says, "You're single. I've got something to say about you. You're not going to go into that tavern." So I didn't. And Ivan took
You
it
said
over.
your mother?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad I did.
Glad you listened to what your mother said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that was where, when Kate Smith came in.
at Webb Lake Hotel.
Not here, at this place.
No.
Oh, okay. That wasn't at this time.
What did they say there about?
What it just said bands came in from all over the country providing entertainment. That wasn't where Kate Smith
No,
came. Where did she come?
Kararski's at the Webb Lake Hotel.
Oh, okay. Was that built then after this time, or was that there during the same time?
Well, after they built about a little while after we built.
Okay. In addition to lake fishing, they featured river trips, tube floats, horseback riding, and on rainy days the women played bridge. Business was more than expected. Much help was needed to care for extra guests, and others began to build cottages and resorts. Guy Johnson built a nice group of cottages on the narrows of Webb Lake. Andrew Kraharski started the Webb Lake Hotel, and more cottages were built. We have 16 pretty lakes, all fishing lakes in our town. Webb is the largest. Northern pike, large and smallmouth bass, muskies, catfish, all kinds of panfish abound in these waters. We also have trout streams with real speckled trout in them.
See, when I first started, and Leonard had the store up at Kingsdale. He bought a store there and a post office. They were just about bankrupt there then. He thought that'd be a good place. And then he got a chance to sell out. He could see it was a failure.
Where was Kingsdale?
Kingsdale, we was up there, you know.
Where is that?
Well, that's between Danbury,
No, that's just north of Cloverton, where we were the other day.
north of Cloverton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it nothing there now?
Another thing.
Not even
Cloverton,
a building? Not even a building?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
So how long was Leonard up there then?
Oh, probably about a year.
Okay.
And he sold out. And then more competition for Jen and Ivan. Leonard started down in Fish Lake. Well, Jen, she was just hopping mad. She said, I got competition brothers. She said, imagine that. One on one side, one on the other.
Either that or it's bringing more business into the area.
Sure.
Well, that's another way
Well,
of
that's
looking
what my
at
dad says. My gosh, says, I'm taking that seal boys. Make it, he said. Have them close to home.
What did Leonard do before he bought
was-
the store?
Well, he was home on the farm.
Oh, okay. The town continues to grow, many retiring here. One time on the early 1900s, the Burnett County Journal published that Burnett County was the poorest county in the state and that Webb Lake was the poorest town in the county. Not anymore. Most of our lake shore has been sold and people are building everywhere. Our roads are not sand trails anymore. Our town began to get gas tax some years ago, and a sizable amount of gas tax funds were accumulating in the county.
Does it say any more about that, or?
Burnett County decided to use our money and build County Trail H through our town. Mr. George Miller of Webster was in charge of this operation, and the Ivan Johnsons boarded the road crew. Guy Johnson was town chairman for many years and is to be commended for his efforts in getting our sand trails brushed out and surfaced by pouring hot oil over the sand. The road stood up to the amazement of many, and I'm sure because of his foresight, other towns started to have their roads blacktop. We probably have more miles of paved road than any other town, and of course, we get more gas funds from the state because of it.
Was that an easy thing to get started, Dad?
Well, we had to fight for it.
Because
The best men I had on the town board was Henry Merkel, Fuller, Howard Fuller, and Nick Hawes.
because
Well, they could see the thing coming too.
Well, why
Nick
didn't
Hawes
the people want to have it?
Well, a lot of them wanted gravel, and 2 or 3 fellows had trucks they wanted to haul that gravel. But I saw a place here where the county made a mistake when it went a mile further than what they should have. And that place was never patched or anything, just on top of the sand. So I took the town board over there, and they said, well, if that hold up there, we'll try it. So then we blacktop. And a lot of the towns from different places came down and looked and see. But a lot of the people in the town, boy, they were mad, because then they said, well, we just blacktop in front of our different places. But we started from Nick Hawes from the township there, up to the store.
the
and then
town
down
line.
to the town line, yeah. Then down to Scott. Met up with there.
Was that a main road or something?
Main
or?
road, the school road and a mail route. We did that first. Then from the store, we went up to the schoolhouse road, did that.
So you had kind of a system or a plan, it wasn't,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Took the main roads, school bus roads and the mail road, and took them first. Then we added on afterwards.
So people weren't real keen about the idea to get started, but once they saw it was holding up, then I suppose maybe had another fight because they wanted to be
Yeah,
next.
they
huh?
wanted it then, yeah, everybody wanted it. But we took the main roads first,
Yeah.
and got them that way.
Genevieve Johnson succeeded her husband as postmaster in 1955 when he retired from that office. She served until the office, along with all seasonal office, were closed, including Webb Lake, about 1966. She finished her term until retirement as assistant PM in Minong, retiring in 68. While the Johnsons were running the post office, they had the spelling of the Webb Lake post office changed to correspond with the spelling of the township, Webb Lake, and post office W-B-L-A-K-E instead of W-E-B-B-L-A-K-E. As this is being written, Voyager Village is starting to develop their property encompassing Little Bear Lake. What a development that will be. A further account will be found in the last section of this book. Prior to the time of the settlement by any white people, this township was thickly populated with Indians of the Chippewa tribe. They had several camps throughout the township, the largest of which was on the north end of the lower Webb Lake. The first Indian mission was built about 1860 on a hill overlooking lower Webb Lake from the north. At this time, all of the Indians, men, women, and children, had long hair, which they wore in braids hanging down their backs.
But a lot of the mounds are right out here by the Narrows here. You've seen them, haven't you?
Sure, and then you said,
Come right north here too.
but the largest camp was on the north end of Webb, and
Well, I guess it was, yeah.
that's where all the mounds are there too, right
Well,
along the
I've
lake
never
shore.
seen them up there, but I guess there's some there. But there's a couple of great big ones right out here, just north of 77 here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ones right there by the resort.
Mm-hmm.
The first survey of this county was made in about 1880, and in 1885 the Musser and Santee Logging Company of Stillwater, Minnesota started logging.